Yo, 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 peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, family. Give me 1 second. I'm setting up this other device. I thought I had it set up. It was not set up, but we are here. Listen, oh man, let's get this other device set up. This is important. Peace and love. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday. Happy, thankful, thriving, and therapeutic Thursday. What's going on, family? Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Welcome to another episode of SRDaily. I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marston. And let us give thanks. Let us give thanks for life. Let us give thanks for love. Let us give thanks for the gift of breathing and of being. But we're gonna get to it, right? I saw something on Instagram. Our brother Hawk Newsome is being threatened. Hawk Newsome is the chair of the Black Lives Matter New York branch. They operate completely differently than Black Lives Matter National. And Hawk Newsome is an incredible brother. He and his sister, Siobhan Newsome, they also have organization called Black Ops, Black Opportunities, and they have done a great deal of work on behalf of Black people in America, Black people worldwide, humans worldwide, human rights, right? And Hawk Newsome, if you've been paying attention, if you're following him, if you've been paying attention to the news, they are currently they pretty much advocated to get the officer who killed, I think his name is Eric Dupree, who was killed by the cop who threw the cooler at his head a while back, right? And plainclothes cop threatened Hawk Newsome yesterday at the trial. And yeah, pretty serious shit. All right. We're gonna get into that more during our news of the day. I just wanted to not Eric Dupree, Eric Duran. Sorry, not Dupree. Dupree is another brother, right? But Eric Duran is Eric Dupree. Yes, sorry. Eric Duran is the cop. Sergeant Duran is the cop who fatally struck Eric Dupree with the cooler in 2023. 3 years ago, Eric Dupree was killed by Eric Duran. Right. That is yes, and we need justice for Eric Dupree. Yeah, this is serious. We're gonna get into it more during our news of the day. We got a few things to cover prior to that. Well, one segment to cover before the news of the day. We may spend some significant time there because as Black people advocating for our rights, as Black people advocating simply to be treated as humans and for there to be justice when we are not treated as humans, specifically when we are killed by law enforcement, people who are supposed to protect and serve, right, so to speak. When they kill us, when they kill our brothers, when they kill our sisters, when they kill our sons and our daughters and our nieces and our nephews and our fathers and our mothers, we have an obligation to stand up. We have an obligation to speak up, to stand up, to organize, to stand with our brothers and sisters, right? To be in court, to do as much as we can possibly do to ensure that justice is granted and to ensure that our people who are on the front lines fighting are protected and have the resources that they need. So sometimes that means donating money, right? So to pay for fucking lawyer fees, to pay for fucking bails, to pay for food, right? To pay for adequate transportation or clothing or whatever the case may be. Sometimes that may mean if you physically can go into court, right? Go into court. I want to figure out. Obviously, I do the show 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. I want to figure out if I can go to court one day, next week during the trial, and I got my laptop back. Right, we're gonna today check to make sure it's functioning properly, but I got it back from Apple. It should be fixed 100%. And I'll be able, as long as I have my laptop, I'll be able to go and I could do the show outside and then go in right after. All right. I just would need some help. So it's gonna take some organizing because I definitely want to go to court. I want to go definitely stand with my brother Hawk Newsome. He is a brother who I have a great deal of love and respect for. So I have a great deal of pride in calling him my brother because the way he fights, the way he advocates is the way we need to advocate, all of us, fearlessly, with courage and conviction, and fuck that attitude, right? Or fuck the mentality of like, yo, y'all violating us continuously. Like, so yeah, I want to figure out how I can go to court to be with the brother, to stand with the brother, as he and his sister and the organization and all of their supporters are fighting for justice for Eric Dupree, who was killed by Sergeant Eric Duran, the cooler killer is what he is being called, the cooler fucking killer. So he doesn't take some organizing, because I don't think I will be able to bring my film equipment inside, right? Laptop, tripods, and stuff like that. We're gonna see how it works out. But we're gonna get into the show, guys. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, Deshaun Sugar Marston. You are tuned into SR Daily, episode 542. This is episode 542 of SR Daily. Again, we are here Mondays through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. We are here 5 days a week, of course. And something that I love doing, man. This is something that I've always wanted to do, be a talk show host. And this talk show, if you don't already know, is going to grow beyond this social media platform, right? It is going to eventually be on TV, right? One way or another, right? This show is going to grow. We are episode 542. We're going to keep going. Episode 600 is in the fucking view. Episode 700 is in view. Episode 1000 is in view. As long as I am alive, we are doing this show. Even when it changes iteration, even when it changes structure, format, even when it changes, right? We started on TikTok. It was solely on TikTok. Now we are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It may leave from Instagram. It may just be Facebook and YouTube. It may just be Facebook. Figuring it out, right? That's the beauty of owning your own shit. That's the beauty of doing your own thing, is that you can make the adjustments as you see fit, and you don't need approval from nobody. Even though I wish I had a team and I could be like, this makes sense, right? And I do have a team, so to speak, right? Mona and Sefu, right? And Eddie Kruger, right? Those are the people who've been the most supportive. You can sit and figure out like what makes sense, because I want to, again, focus more, right? Focus more. I want to get back to, I intend to get back to doing articles after the show, right? Taking the notes that I comprise and putting them into an article, highlights and things like that, so that you can also read, right? May not be able to watch the show live, may not be able to watch the recording, the saved video, but you can read it. You can read what was talked about. So yeah. Well, let's get to the show, guys. We're going to start with our first segment of the day on this Thursday, January 15th, 2025, episode 542 of SR Daily. Yo, Mustafa, peace and love. What's going on, my brother? Quote of the day. Today's quote is our first segment of the day. Today's quote is, the clearer you are about what you want, the more likely you are to achieve it. That is from Brian Tracy. Once again, today's quote of the day is, the clearer you are about what you want, the more likely you are to achieve it. Brian Tracy. As mentioned, I am currently clearer than I've ever been. And what's so dope about clarity is that, it was so dope about really like internal growth and internal transformation and internal transmutation and transmogrification, is that your life circumstances can be exactly the same. Life situations can be exactly the same, whether it's your economics, whether it's your living situation, whether it's your parenting situation, whether it's your health, whatever, your relationship dynamics, whatever it is, can be exactly the same from one moment to the next. But what can change is internally, your mindset, right? How you view certain things. And as the saying goes, when you can't change the things you look at, change the way you look at them. And when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at absolutely change. I often ask the question, it's like a trick question, but what is the difference between a square and a circle? People, right, our pattern mind, right? I'm reading a book, How to Create a Mind, Pattern Recognition Theory of Mind. We go to, okay, a circle is round, a square is, is pointed, is a four angles, it has points, it has four different sides of the circle, and it's like all that is accurate and wrong, because the only difference between a square and a circle is the way you look at them, because the circumference is exactly the same. 360 degrees space is what it takes up. Circles 360 degrees round, a square is 490 degree angles, 360 degrees. The only difference between a square and a circle is the way you look at things. So if you know filmmaking, right, they do like this. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So if you shift your head a little bit and put a certain block up, right, a square will be a circle, and vice versa. A circle could become a square. So clarity. In my life right now, from this week to last week, situations are exactly the same. Actually, a few days ago, Tuesday night and yesterday morning, early afternoon, I felt terribly. Right, I felt terrible, like some deep sadness, some heavy grief, right, a little bit of I guess anger, right, not the anger that I felt before, not the violent anger, but like the anger, like how could you, right, like disappointment, so to speak. But that didn't affect my clarity. I am still very, very, very clear on what I want, where I'm going, and like I said, I'm clearer than I've ever been. Right, I have some goals now that have become clearer than they have been, and I have some new goals, right? Some new goals that very fucking clear, right? And it's like clarity in the goal itself, clarity in how to attain it, how to achieve it, clarity in why it's important and how it fits into the rest of the shit that I'm doing, rest of the shit that I'm building. All right. And so yeah, man, clarity is key. And as Oprah so eloquently stated at a time similar to Brian Tracy, the clearer you are about who you are, the clearer your direction becomes. The clearer you are about who you are, the clearer your direction becomes. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited to be in this space of clarity. I haven't always been crystal clear. I think I've been clear on what my overall mission in life is: heal the world, make it a better place, right? That has been clear for a very long time. But I have not always been clear about like how do we get there, right? And I'm even clear on the way that I'm getting there is by doing a whole lot of different shit. A lot of people tell you to focus on one thing. I will never say that. I was told when I was younger you could be anything. I took that to heart and said, why not be everything? And clearly sometimes it feels like a lonely road, right? Because a lot of people, like, you got to focus on one thing. You got to focus more. Motherfucker, I am focused. I got a big fucking mission. I'm here to heal the fucking world and liberate the whole of humanity. That's through art. That's through tech. That's through education. That's through health. That's through communication, right? That's through mental health, physical health. That's through my own personal diet. That's through coaching. That's through meditation. That's through a lot of fucking shit, man, right? And I am so grateful for this dude, Gary V, right? We met. We had a conversation. I dropped something more. I dropped some proposal off at his office. Never got back to me. I'm gonna follow up, right? Because something he always says, right? Like somebody, I think Wallow recently mentioned something on his page about focusing on your weaknesses, right? And a lot of people say that develop your weakness, you be a well-rounded individual. I like what Gary V said. Gary V speaks my language, right? Double down on your fucking strengths, because you could spend 5, 10, 20 years trying to build your weaknesses up, and like you lost so much time because like you could have just doubled down on your fucking strengths and still accomplished greatness, right? And it made me think of Michael Jackson, right? It made me think of I guess a debate I had recently with a brother who ended up disrespecting me, who I ended up not like cutting him off, like fucking deleting his number, like blocking him on social media, like never talking to this brother again, right? Unless there's an apology, right? And some accountability, because something he said was absolutely like something you never say to another man, right? But it was a debate on Prince and Michael Jackson, right? And he was talking about how Prince is a better musician because he could play all the instruments, and Michael can't play an instrument. He just stands there, moves his feet, and sings. And I said, well, original music, right, was just your fucking body, right? We're gonna say anybody does it is not a real musician, it's Prince, because you got to use outside sources, right, to fucking make music. To argue all you want. If Michael Jackson would have spent time focused on quote unquote his weaknesses and trying to play instruments because he's weak at playing instruments, right, he would not be fucking as great as he is and as was. And if Prince would have spent time focusing on his fucking weaknesses, learning how to fucking dance and shit like that instead of playing his fucking strengths, he would not be as great as he was. You can focus on your weaknesses if you want. I'm gonna double down on my strengths. I'm gonna double down on my strengths. I'm gonna focus more on what I'm great at. Gary V posted recently. He said, depends on like, and I shared that I think it was yesterday. It was like it was two roads on the highway. It was like focus on one thing and multiple things, and it was like the car was like turning to multiple things. And then he spoke about like it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to maximize fucking income, then you focus on the thing that can bring the most income. But if your goal is to be fucking really happy and fulfilled and doing what you love, then you do what the fuck you love. And that is my goal. My goal is to do what I love, and it is to maximize profit and income. And so now I am building a business that is going to help me maximize fucking income. Right? Gary Vee said I'm the most unfocused motherfucker. He wine company, fucking trading cards company. He buys and sells shit. Fucking VaynerMedia, Gary Vee does a lot of different shit, and like that's me. And so yeah, we're gonna move right along though, because we're gonna get into this cooler killer shit, right? We're gonna go to our second segment of the day. Sefu said before that, Sefu said the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Absolutely. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. That's a fact. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing all of those quotes, my brother. I appreciate you. We're going to keep this one on here, and we're going to pull up the news for our second segment, which is, again, the Cooler Killer trial began recently, I believe yesterday, here in New York City, in the Bronx. And what is the Cooler Killer? As mentioned, the fucking Cooler Killer is Eric Duran fatally struck Eric Dupree as Eric Dupree was on a motorbike in 2023. He faces charges of manslaughter, assault, and criminally negligent homicide. We are going to get into it. Let us read this article from, oh snap, no, the article didn't pull up. Why the article from ABC didn't pull up? That's crazy. Oh man, it's okay. We got, let us read. Hold on one second. Oh man, I had the article. I don't know why the ABC articles aren't pulling up anymore. Let's pull it up. Cooler Killer. Cooler Killer NYC. Let's read News 12. Prosecutors say Eric Duran, a sergeant with the New York City Police Department, caused the death of Eric Dupree during a police pursuit 3 years ago, an incident that was captured on surveillance video. The trial of an NYPD sergeant accused of killing a Bronx man with a cooler began Tuesday at Bronx Supreme Court, so Tuesday. Prosecutors say Eric Duran, a sergeant with the NYC Police Department, caused the death of 30-year-old Eric Dupree during a police pursuit 3 years ago, an incident that was captured on surveillance video. Threw a fucking cooler at his head. News 12 was inside the courtroom as the trial began. There was no jury in the trial. He chose a bench trial because he knows that a jury from the Bronx will send him straight to jail, said Hawk Newsom, founder of Black Lives Matter, Greater New York. Duran sat with his attorneys. He remained focused and showed no emotion as both legal teams gave their opening statements. The prosecution called Duran negligent and said that the incident was not an accident. New details were revealed in the case. Duran, a former Bronx narcotic detective, was involved in an undercover operation. His team was intending to arrest Dupree on drug charges. Many mistakes were made, said the prosecutor. They revealed the officers arrested the wrong man, prompting Dupree to flee on a moped. The 2023 video shows Dupree riding away on a scooter when a 40-pound cooler was thrown in his path, knocking him to the ground. Police say Dupree was attempting to flee during a drug bust when Duran allegedly threw the cooler in an effort to stop it, allegedly. The motherfucker threw the fucking cooler. The law doesn't allow police use deadly force to make an arrest, said the prosecutor. Absolutely, allegedly threw the fucking shit on video. Yo, these news people, man, be fucking pissing me off. When Duran allegedly, he fucking threw the cooler. The defense team spoke about Duran's long history in the Bronx. Yo, he got, how about this? He got mad fucking strikes against this motherfucker too. Let us go over here, right? Because this be some bullshit. This is the shit with the fucking biased media. Right, media be so fucking biased. Hold on, we're gonna pull up over here. I think this article. So yes, this is something important, right? Hawk Newsom quoted. So Daria Miles, shout out to the sister Daria Miles up in the Bronx, ABC News. Said nothing in your training says to pick up a cooler and hurl it at someone's head. Said Hawk Newsom of Black Lives Matter. You know who said that? The most pro cop mayor in the history of New York City said that. Duran faces a maximum sentence of 25 years behind bars if he is convicted of manslaughter. He should absolutely be convicted of manslaughter, at least. Right? It is the first trial of an on-duty officer in the death of nearly a decade. Put that motherfucker behind bars. He is a killer. He is a murderer. He absolutely fucking killed Eric fucking Dupree. All right? Absolutely, he killed him. Like, nothing says to throw a fucking cooler. Like, that's crazy. Pick up a cooler and throw it at someone's head. That shit is insane. Insane. But as MJ told us many years ago, they don't really care about us at all. And they don't. And we can't be surprised when they do things to cause our death, right? To jeopardize our life, to cause our death. Because let's say he was, involved in some drug deals and some drug sales, and he was trying to run from the cops, right? Let's say that is exactly the case. Does that mean he should be murdered? And if that means he should be murdered, then does that mean then the cop also should be murdered? Justice has to be served. Justice has to be served. Justice is a tough concept, right? Going back to ancient times, going back to now, we're talking about healing justice, the restorative justice. I think justice always should be, in some ways, led by, right? The fight for justice, the plea for justice should be led by whoever the victim is, them, if they're alive, right? Or in this case, if it's murder, their family and their community. What does justice look like in this case? All right. But yeah, please go follow Hawk Newsome on Instagram if you're not already following the brother. Right, exactly as it sounds. Hawk, Hawk, Newsome, Newsome. He is also a fellow Dear New York, I guess you could say honoree. He was featured in the Dear New York book. He is featured in the Dear New York book, and he was featured at Grand Central Station along with me and a bunch of other incredible New Yorkers back in October of this year. Shout out to Brandon Staten, he was in New York. Let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment is a tip of the day, as always. Today's tip is relationships are essential. Remember that. You can be building something and have zero money, have no money, but the relationships you have can get you in certain doors, and some relationships will even be able to gift you money as you build whatever it is that you're building. People often say money is power, and although money can itself obviously make certain things happen, in my humble opinion, the true power lies within people, individually and collectively. The power is in the people. The power is in your relationships. As the saying goes, your network determines your net worth. The 5 people you hang around most is going to determine your level of income, right? If you don't hang with 5 fucking people, like hang with 5 fucking people. Find people that you hang with. You don't got to be hanging with every day. But who are the people you around mostly, right? It's something that I need to work on, right? I got people around me with money, right? With companies who build successful companies. And I got to get around them more. And I am because a couple of things are shifting over the next few weeks. A couple of things are going to be changing over the next few months. And is all good change, right? Change is uncomfortable. Letting certain things go, embracing certain other things, right? Pursuing certain other things. We got this new company that we have to build, that we are building. We got this, brain coaching practice that we are building, right? We're going to create some content for it over the next few days and put that out there and really start taking clients, start taking people and start coaching folks. All right, so some things got to stop. Some things are going to be put on hold, at least temporarily, as we figure out how to make certain things more sustainable. I'm revamping certain other things, right? Like it's a lot, and I got to be more focused than I've ever been. And I'm excited. I'm excited to tap into this level of focus that I've never had, that I need in order to get to the next level, in order to liberate myself fully, and in order to liberate my community, right, and my family, to put my family in a position, more in a position to win at a bigger level, on a bigger scale, right? So people of power, right? Relationships are absolutely essential, and build relationships. Go out and talk to people, right? And talk to people not just on what you can get from them, not just for what you can get from them, but what you can offer them. What can you give? What is your value add? And if you lead with your value add, if you lead with what you can give, how you can help add to whatever a person is building, I think then relationships become much more beneficial. But let's move right along to our fourth and final segment of the day. Sefu said, "My name is my means of exchange, currency." Oh, that's a bar. That's a bar. Come on, rapping brother. Come on, my brother, rapper the rapper. Let's move right along our fourth and final segment of the day. Today's build of the day, something I heard on the prayer call this morning was super powerful. So I heard on this morning's prayer call that there is a difference between a prayer warrior and a prayer champion, right? I heard, a few days ago, a dear brother of mine called me, and he called me with some news, right? He's having some heart problems. Some doctors wanted to put defibrillator in his heart and want to put some things in his heart, man. His heart is weak. He said he called me because he know I'm a prayer warrior, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna pray for you and meditate on your behalf. And I never considered myself a prayer warrior. I'm not a prayer warrior. I do pray, but I would consider myself more of a prayer champion, right? And hearing that on this morning's call reminded me of something I've said in the past regarding there being a very stark difference between telling someone you're going to pray for them and telling someone that I'll be the answer to your prayers. I am the answer to your prayers. This is golden. Truly, a warrior, regardless of what word is in front of it, insists that there is a war going on and fighting must be done. For some, that's the angle they take. Not a wrong or right. It's the angle they take. He's got to fight. But a champion, one who is already victorious, one who's already won the battle, isn't necessarily fighting, but is winning because that's what they fucking do. They win, right? So if anything, I'll be a prayer champion, not a prayer warrior, right? There is a very stark difference. And I put up some notes, right? I want to read a little bit about the difference, right? Share with you guys. So it says, while both terms describe fervent prayer, prayer warrior is more about militant, passionate spiritual combat against darkness, often focused on breakthrough, while prayer champion, often seen as synonymous with or a type of intercessor, is characterized by persistent, selfless pleading on behalf of others, acting as a go-between. Though champion emphasizes leadership and advocacy more strongly than just warrior. The key difference lies in emphasis. Warrior equals fighting battles. Champion equals advocating and interceding for others. Prayer warrior focuses on spiritual warfare, battling demonic forces, standing firm against opposition. Style is intense, passionate, militant, like soldiers on the spiritual battlefield. Action believes prayer is a weapon to defeat darkness and bring down strongholds. A prayer champion focus, standing in the gap for others, pleading their needs to God, carrying burdens. The style is persistent, humble, empathetic, acting as a mediator. In action, willing to go to lengths to see the answer come through for the person they pray for, even practically making them a true advocate or champion for that need. The key nuances, the overlap, all prayer warriors are often intercessors, but not all intercessors are warriors in the militant sense. Champion aspect. The champion aspect adds a layer of leadership, advocacy, and winning on behalf of someone else, making them a strong defender. Yeah, man. And so it's key, right? I thought that was really important to hear that on this morning. Just as I continue to, again, as I'm clearer than I've ever been, and as I continue to become more clearer, because I'm super clear and I'm getting clearer, right, on what I want, the direction it's going to take to get there, the things I got to let go of, the habits, the behaviors, the expectations, right, the thought processes, the feelings, right, all the shit I need to let go of, as well as all of the shit that I need to embrace and start doing and do more of, and all right, keep doing. And so, yeah, be a prayer champion, right? Not so much prayer warrior, because in all reality is the victory is already won. The battle's already won. We've already won. We're here. We're alive. We're free, right? in body and mind and spirit and soul and feelings and all of those things. And so, yeah, instead of telling somebody you're going to pray for them, figure out what they're praying for and tell somebody you're here to be the answer to their prayers. There's a stark difference. Yo, I love you guys. That is our show for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Listen, I am your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugary Marston, and you are tuned into episode 542 of SR Daily, week 109. We are closing out tomorrow. We are closing the week out tomorrow for episode 543. Episode 600 is right around the corner. We have 54 episodes. 54. This is 542. We have 58 episodes. 58 episodes away. 58 episodes. Yo, I can't count. It's 42, 43, 44, 45, maybe 50. Yes, we are 48 episodes away from our next milestone, episode 600, in which we will have our next live studio audience, our next guest interviews. And yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing to live your life and live your dreams. Yo, listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to join us right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and of course, Instagram Live. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugary Marston. SR Daily is where personality meets enlightenment. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up! Get up! The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love.